Yeah, that's fine. Bet.
Hey, yo, what's this like?
Huh?
What's this like? 4 months in the making?
Bro.
5, 6?
It it's long. I feel like when it hit like summer is when we fully had kicked it off and we was planning and wanted to get it ready. And then life.
Life just was like, yo, you guys need to take a chill a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna take over the wheel. You
Yeah.
guys sit in the back seat and go for a sleep.
How you telling me to take a backseat of my own life? Bet. All right, cool. Yeah, nah, it was heavy. I think to even say like the momentum was there and the energy for it was always there. However, like obviously things came into play and it just shifted everything. But did not shift that momentum. Like,
No, the idea was always there. Like the vision was always there. It was just getting the. It's like with anything. Like you need the first push.
yeah,
You can have ideas, but then until that first 1 or 2 rolls of motion happen,
yeah,
nothing really happens. Like I was doing loads of like just trying to doom scroll, but nicely.
yeah. No, that's the thing is like when we had planned all of this, I was like, oh yeah, have we done it all and stuff, and just yeah, I'm just recording. I feel like when we kind of were going through ideas and stuff, I was very worried. Like, am I gonna just? Am I gonna stagnate and am I just gonna be sending it but not actually providing you with any like, oh, what we could do here?
Yeah.
And when you just get an overload of content and it's just like, oh, we're just got all this inspiration but we haven't put into play as to what we're gonna do. And I think I was like, oh damn, maybe I need to actually lock in and give you like a full on, as if it's like agency work. I need to give you my whole treatment and everything as to how it's gonna go. But then realizing that was what we didn't want to do. Is that we didn't want to overcomplicate it.
No, it wasn't supposed to be this like you said, like a project from an agency or whatever. Like it has to be this, has to be that. I wanted to keep it really free, but like I think having time to think like this past month or whatever, because life has gifted me a breakup.
Yeah.
Like just slight parameters around the ship, and then it can still drift left, drift right, go wherever. But like there's like in a game, you can't go past this section because you haven't developed that section yet.
Yeah.
You can go here, you can go here. It's open world, but it's not so open world. But having the rigid setup, like not rigid, but like having the setup of like locked off, we just sit and talk. Whereas before we were like, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this.
Yeah.
Like you said, overwhelming, but like creatively overwhelming. It's like sometimes can be even more damaging.
Yeah.
Than anything, right?
Because I feel like touching on that, it's like you have all these ideas and you want to try every single one. You want to make sure like, oh, I've seen this, we could try this, do this. And one, if it doesn't go the way you want it to, it very much like demolishes the whole idea of being like, maybe we can't do this. But then also when you find all this inspiration, there's just a lot to sift through. And it's like, okay, now I have to pick how I want it. Oh, I like this idea, but also I like this idea. And it's just like, I'm doing too much. I'm overcomplicating it than when I first started. It's like I should have continued with that momentum to basically just run with it and dash away the perfectionism and just do what I need to do. Have fun with it, not be as strict as I was or be strict on the whole project and just be like, release that. Start with something now and then iron out later. Like you need to have something to work with.
Yeah, I mean that's why I put that post out originally. I was like, I just need to get something out there, and that's like me telling the universe or me telling just the space that like I'm doing something's coming, but also like I put it out there now, so I have to just back myself and keep going.
Yeah.
I saw something on like a reel and someone was like, your idea can be so good, but if you don't put it into motion, someone else will do the same, do your idea.
Oh, that's literally, so I'm reading the Rick Rubin book.
Bro, it's sitting on that shelf right there.
That
it hasn't been touched yet.
I think it's like a couple pages in, and he says it's like, like ideas want to be shaped and want to take form. So if you have an idea and you don't, address it or do anything with it, it will go to another creator,
Yeah.
someone who wants to do
Someone
it.
else will do your idea.
But the thing I also disagree with that in terms of like, you can do it, and yeah, someone's gonna take it, but you can still do it. It's your own spin on it. It's your own way
Yeah.
of doing things. Because if you then think, oh, someone's already done it, I can't do it, then you're back at square one. You have to find a new idea, and then it's just gonna be a repetitive cycle rather than just being like, you know what, just do it. Like it's done.
That's
but-
the thing. It's like, if you don't do it, someone will take your idea, but they only take your idea if you don't do it yourself.
Yeah.
Then it's completely stolen, and they've not stolen, but like it's completely done
Mm.
and it's theirs. Whereas if they do it, but you still do your own, you've still got it. It's still your idea.
Facts.
If someone's done the similar or an homage or
Mm.
like they've taken inspiration from it, and coming from advertising where there is no originality anymore, and it's just
Yeah.
everyone is inspired by someone else or something else from the past.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, it's like if you don't do it, someone will do your idea, and you'll just be left, like you said, going back to square one,
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, I have to do something else. Am I gonna?" Or you get stuck in this cycle where it's like, "Oh, should I post this because it's been done before, or someone else has done it, or
Yeah.
I had this thought 6 months ago. Is it still relevant now?" And it's like, "Oh, actually, none of that matters. It's just getting out your words, your
Yeah.
ideas." Like someone said, I saw someone say, like, you often overthink. You think that everyone knows what you're gonna say, or like they're used to you saying your opinions or whatever.
Yeah.
So therefore, you don't put out your voice more. But
Yeah.
in actual fact, the only way people get to know you is by putting out your voice,
Yeah.
doing your things, right?
True. And I think like again, that is probably something I had to learn. I took a step back and I was like, all the stuff I wanted to do, all that perfectionism, I threw it out the window. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna restart again. I'm gonna just do what I need to do. And now posting the stuff that I'm like, you know what, this is me. This is what I like doing. I don't care if someone's posted it. I don't care if I'm rehashing something from way back. But it's like, this is what's funny at the time and this is what I want to do. And again, when you kind of are starting to post and you're like, oh, maybe I can turn this into something and keep doing it, that's when it kicks in. You're like, okay, what should I? Let me leave it in the drafts. Should I just do it? As crazy as it seems, even though it's like a whole Nike Shia LaBeouf thing, you have to just do it.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing it for anyone, you're doing it for yourself. And even if you post it, you can just post and have it there. It doesn't matter. Like if you're doing stuff for people, it makes it, you're gonna tailor your stuff for those people. And then you just hate it because you're not doing the stuff that you want to do. And I felt like that was a thing where I wanted to create this content. I wanted people to see it and then do all this. But when it came to what I actually wanted to do, I was like, I just want to post the random stuff I post. I want to post about records. I want to post about like music and all this because I love this. This is who I am. This is the things that, people know me for, but also what I know my own self for. Like I want to post this regardless if people like it or not. It doesn't matter. But another like post I saw, my friend posted it a while back, and it said 20 likes. It seems like nothing. But understand, that's 20 people that fuck with you.
Yeah.
If you're in a room and there's 20 people that fuck with you, that's a massive amount of people in one room.
Oh yeah. Do you think how gassed you are if you're in a group? If you're in a room with your boys or you're in a group setting, you make a joke, 4 people laugh. You're gassed.
You're
5
gassed.
people laugh. You're gassed. 7 people laugh. You're out of the room. You're
Whoa.
finished for the night. You can't top that. So yeah, I guess 20 likes is like okay.
And
yeah,
I do. You see the feature where no one shows their likes, and I think that's good because for them it's like you're not making yourself think, oh, how many likes have I gotten or whatever, or getting people to see.
It helps.
But it's also just to realize like that's actually a point. 20 people fuck with you, even if it's 5. It's 5 people that fuck with you. Like these are people that you can. Who knows? From those 5 people, someone really likes your content or likes the stuff you're posting, and who knows? You meet up. You go to the same events or whatever, and then you expand more on the things that you like. It's just taking that plunge as much as it is, and just being like, I'm not doing this for any kind of likes or recognition. I just want to post it because this is something I care about. That's
Yeah.
it. And you have more fun it doesn't become like work.
I think that's, I think that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this series.
Yeah.
With you, with other people, is that like I've become very stagnant
Yeah.
creatively.
Yeah.
Right? We talked about comfortability in the relationship aspect, but also in the like creative aspect. And when you say like, making stuff for yourself, doing stuff that you want to do, right?
Yeah.
I think I've lost that a bit, mainly because I've gone from like being at uni, the sole purpose was to finish uni
Yeah.
and go to London.
Yeah.
Because no one in my family had gone to uni. No one from back home had really pushed that far that I knew. Then when I got to London, you beg, borrow, steal,
Yeah.
live in the trenches,
Yeah.
be friends with the homeless people, but like do placement, which is awful, and I hope it's different nowadays, but it was awful when I was doing it. But like you do placements, and then the vision was like, cool, creative director. And now I'm creative director and I'm freelance and I work for myself. Like I've gone so far into making stuff for other people,
Yeah.
making stuff for the brief, or figuring out ways smartly to be like, I know what they really want
Yeah.
and I know how to sell it in because I'm good at what I do. Or making stuff for others, i.e. if I was in a relationship, you make a video for them. Or like if we're doing brand work, we do stuff for the brand.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a space where I want to make stuff, but I'm kind of lost in the terms of like, what is my stuff? What's like my touch on it? How, if I wanted to create stuff, what is authentically me?
Yeah. That stopped recording. But I'll just free up. It's cool.
This is also good.
Yeah, no, this is
Just bloopers and shit.
I was just like, oh, let me even see.
This is where I turn to the camera and go, we will get more professional as these episodes go on.
Facts. Getting back to what you said, I think like I'm glad that, when you reached out, especially after the video, and just seeing how much, obviously we hadn't spoken for time. Like we'd linked, but we hadn't spoken for time and actually chopped it up.
Yeah.
And then when we linked to actually, we started with the voice notes, and then kind of we saw that a lot of the stuff that we had been through or were experiencing were resonating with each other. And even when I posted that video, I can't even lie, like I posted that.
The one with your mom?
I posted that as like a close friends thing, and I think a lot of people had encouraged me to post it, and I posted it, and then to see that what's come of it is this. It's making me want to open up more spaces like this, especially like when you came into it, like you wanted to do the same. It was something I was very happy about, because it's seeing that you're not alone in that sense, where if you're feeling stagnant or comfortable in a certain way, there's people feeling that. It might not be in the exact same way, in the exact same things, but they're feeling that similar thing that you can relate over. And yeah, it was getting a lot off, but also a good catch up, because it hadn't happened for a minute.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I had a lot more time recently, and like I've been struggling a while. Not like as in terms of getting work, like freelance life. I've been doing it for 6 and a bit years now.
Yeah.
I'm a veteran of the game.
Yeah.
And I've have specific agencies I work with. I'm still getting new agencies every now and again. Like the work is good, money's flowing through.
Yeah.
But like creatively, I used to love what I do, or I used to like what I do, maybe not love. But now, more than ever, it feels like a job.
Yeah.
And that's something it never did before. I used to enjoy going to work, as if you like.
Yeah.
But now, the more and more, and maybe it's because the higher you go up, the more I have to have arguments about budget and production and how stuff, rather than just being creative.
Yeah.
And that's the game. But like now more than ever, work has felt like work.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that, and almost I've had a one-up on everyone. Well, I felt like I've had a one-up on everyone I know, because they always moan about their job, and I never did. And now, not that I moan, but I felt like, wow, this feels like work now. I don't feel creative anymore. I feel like I'm just ticking boxes. Because I know how to do things, or I know how to keep people happy, or like a lot of the stuff is my bread and butter. like sports advertising, for example, like it's almost like I'm just going through the motions. I already know the references in my head when they talk about an idea, and I'm like, cool, I know the references I'm going to use. I know how to write this script. I know how to do this film treatment because I've done it 10 times before.
Yeah.
I kind of fell into a whole like, wow. Creatively, I'm on a bit of a wobble here, and I'm like, it doesn't feel like being creative anymore.
You're just an autopilot.
Yeah, and like the creativity of being creative is the one thing that I knew myself for, and the one thing that kind of kept me a bit sane in terms of when life was a bit crazy outside of everything else, right? If I had a relationship on or off, if I had family stuff on or off, if I had friend stuff on or off, or if I was just going through a period of time where I was just going out and getting drunk. Like creativity was the one anchor that I would always come back to, that was me. I felt like myself again. But then when I started to lose that with work, then work became work again, I was like, oh shit, maybe I need to do something. Maybe I need to make stuff.
That's the I think this is, if anyone tells you about like, you know, taking your creative passions and putting that into a job, I don't like, you never want to throw someone off of it, because you can find some really good places with some really good people. But there's also times where there's the dark places where you don't want it to become a job. You want it to become like a passion or something you really enjoy coming to, and wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I'm going to work on this today. Love it. But then it falls into that where you're just on autopilot, and that, because you're most of your creative or your creativity is towards that, having that time to yourself to actually create something is out the window. Because I had been to a point where I was doing agency work for like the year, and I thought, oh, you know what, this will even push me even further to create more. Bro, lacking, because I was finishing late, and then I didn't realize how much it was affecting me until I saw the times I was finishing, and I was like, why am I finishing this time? And it did. At this point, it killed the creativity. Like, I didn't create for 2 years. And I was just like, why am I not doing this? Like, I want to, but I haven't done anything. Like, I do small things, but I don't share it, or I just leave it there because I'm like, I've done it. That's it. And I had to take a step. That 2 years was needed, and I needed a reset. And obviously, with all the things that happened in my life and like from that creative point to where I am now, stuff needed to happen, stuff needed to change. And I feel like being able to reconnect with myself, what I liked creatively, and what actually inspired me and what I needed. Yeah, that was a journey, but it was a journey I was so happy to take. I think I wasn't expecting to find new inspiration in different ways. Like, for me, friends, family, music, enjoyment, all these things I experienced opened up different avenues of what I wanted to look into. And I wasn't getting stuck in, oh, save this for later, go to this. I was actually like, you know what? I'm going to write this down, do this, try it out, and just have fun with it.
Because you went from like more of a creative job, to now
tech,
not technically. Technically tech. Yeah. So you went from a creative industry into kind of tech, which you know, you professionally you moved away from being creative, but like personally, you became more creative.
Yeah, bro. I think I went from retail to using that retail to be like, you know what, I'm gonna create. It's gonna allow me to create more. Was a bit lackluster, and like nothing. Some stuff came from it, was good, but then after stuff died down, I was like, I'm gonna leave, go to a creative job. Thought no. Now in tech, it's interesting because it's separate. Like, I'm not taking work home with me.
Right.
I'm not staying behind at late times. I literally start at this time, finish at this time. I don't take it, it's gone. And then starting to see that my weekends are free and my evenings are free. I'm like, what do I do in this time? So I had to find new things for myself to do. All the stuff that I wanted to do back then, I realized that was a different me. Me then liked it, but now I don't really like it. So I have to find new things that I enjoy and put myself into these spaces where if it's something I wanted to try, rather than saving it in bookmarks or screenshotting, I was like, fuck it. I might just do it. Like go into these music events, go into like a bring your own vinyl event, and then just interacting with people who love the same things I love, getting to chat to them and realizing we have some similarities. And then that, again, similar to what, when you reach out to me, it's that spark of being like, oh shit, like I'm feeling inspired to create again. And even if it's not related to what we talked about, it's just, it hit something.
Because that's what I was going to ask is like, how did you go from like being creative felt like almost an overtime thing, right?
Yeah.
Because you said you were working late, or like you had no time, so it almost felt like you're working extra, or you're working overtime hours just to be creative for yourself because of the job, right? And then when you went into tech and you had more time for yourself, and you got to figure out that, how did you go about like finding those pockets of, oh, I like to be creative this way? Because like you said, the old you liked certain things and the new you was still trying to figure it out. So how did you figure out like how to do that?
That was because even when I started the new job, I feel like there was still comfortability that I was in within life and just within job. Definitely a lot of doubts because I think when you start somewhere, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. And then being put in a position where you have to do it because someone I'd started work with had like who referred me for the job, he went on to another job and it was amazing. And I realized like, oh snap, like I'm by myself now, so I have to work hard and all the stuff I've learned, I have to put it into play. And then again, other life factors, you know, like breakups and losing friendships and family, all this, like it took time. It was definitely difficult moments. It was an eye opener for sure, in just being like, who am I amongst all this? Because I think that was one thing, is that seeing when people tell you, oh, you used to do this and used to do this, and then you question yourself being like, actually, yeah, I used to do it. Why am I not doing this? And I think it just took a time to sit down and be like, what do I want to do? Like, what do I enjoy? And rather than being angry and be like, oh, I'm not doing this and that, I'm like, bro, it's like having a conversation with yourself and being, hey, like, yo, I'm Shaq, you're Shaq. This is some stuff I've been looking at. What do you think? It's like, oh, this is sick. It's like, cool. It's not, it's just, you need to, be more lenient on myself. And I know 100% I'm strict no matter what it is. If I don't do something, especially with ideas, if I say I'm going to do an idea and I tell people and I don't do it, I'll be up on myself because it's like, why did I say that? Like because I haven't done it, they expect something. Now I haven't done it. I have nothing to present. And that's now it's put my head into like a spin because I'm just like, oh, stuff I didn't create. But now I just entered and was like, I'm just gonna do whatever. Go travel here, go like solo travel here, go put myself into these spaces, reconnect with friends, go see family more. And it just, I think from that I started to feel more I started to feel happier because I was like, I haven't done this in a minute. And it's not anyone's fault, it's more my fault. I think again with the comfortability, I didn't allow that to happen. And now I'm allowing it to happen. Things are just flowing without naturally without having to think, oh, I need to hit this target.
No, because the Paris, when you were just sitting in front of the camera doing a room tour and stuff like that, it was just like fly on the wall. I have time, let me
I just sat.
Press record and go.
I got new gear and I was like, I'm going to try it. And I think it's always, again, it's the other fear is that if you get new gear and then you don't use it, you're like, fuck, I spent so much money, I've wasted money and I haven't used it. And there's a bit, I even had to put a stop to be like, yo, chill out.
In this economy, you can't be spending this much.
Fact. You want me to, what? I'm out here buying this and this and that. And I'm like, wait, what have I just done? I shouldn't have actually done that. I should have taken the time and been more responsible. But at this point, for that whole year to now and reconnecting, I was in a charge it for the plot phase, and after a while you do pick up and see what it is you like and what you don't like, what it is you enjoy and what you don't enjoy.
And you win or learn.
Yeah, and do you feel like for yourself now, like, is that something you're going to kind of dip into? Or again, I can't say what your journey is going to be like, but is there things that you kind of are hoping for?
Yeah, I think like my initial struggle was like, I've always been creative,
Mm-hmm.
even from young. But like, what I learned or how I learned to get the most creativity out of myself,
Yeah.
or like how I learned to like focus or push myself into like, yo, explore this, do this, be your most creative self, is
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
Like, some people work with a tight deadline, some people work with a long-term deadline.
Yeah.
Myself, I worked the best when I had a super tight deadline, super tight turnaround.
Yeah.
My first like agency job was with a small agency. I was like the 11th person there at the time. When I left, there was 30. But at the time, it was a small knit crew. When we got a brief, it was all hands on deck. And most of the time, it was a quick turnaround, or the deadlines were stupid. But in advertising, every deadline is stupid, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know whether just through baptism of fire, like I've just burned into myself that that's how I am most creative, is the pressure.
Yeah.
I don't feel the pressure. I work better under it, or I work better when I'm juggling loads of things at once. And I'm almost in this, as corny as it is, like flow state of like,
No,
I can do this.
flow
I can
takes
do this,
real.
I can do this. I can do
Yeah.
this. And like, I'm just doing, and that's why like I rate myself as like a creative director or a boss, because I can manage people and like we can work on this, we can work on that,
Yeah.
and we can flow in between all that. And then when you transfer that into just like, oh, I'm going to create stuff for me on the side, there is no pressure, there is no deadline.
Yeah.
And like, or even if you say to yourself, oh, I want to make this by this time. Like when we first had the conversation, I was like, oh yeah, we'll have like 6 episodes out by Christmas.
Yeah.
And have 1 out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, cool. But like, you set yourself these deadlines, right? And like,
Yeah.
they're just there, and the cloud deadlines, you can just wash through them, right?
Yeah.
So
No,
like the
true.
transition of what I am currently dealing with, or what I was struggling with, is like, I was so used to like, pressure is where my best work comes.
Yeah.
And now the only pressure is technically from myself. And even when I put that on myself, I'm like, what doesn't really matter, bro? There's no actual deadline here.
Yeah.
So it's like falling into the trap of like, oh, I can only work. I'm so used to only working my best under pressure, and then it's like, it doesn't matter. It's just about creating,
Yeah.
and that I'm finding that transition a bit hard. That's
No,
Yeah.
that it's definitely gonna, obviously, with, as you said, with you focusing on, I want to like do, pressure is the main thing that ignites it. I know that I can do it if I'm under pressure. But as you said, you're now in a state where you are moving out of that, because again, with the things that have gone on and where you are at now, you have more time, and it's as the same thing. You're being more lenient, even though that strictness helped. You're now adopting a new way, or even adapting to a new way of creating new work, and that's good. Especially with the time, it's the best way to do it. You're being able to be like, as you said, I don't necessarily need to stress too much. The person I'm working with or the projects that I'm working on, people understand like schedules, deadlines, and things happen. Even with this, as we're doing it now, like you could pick up work and be like, oh, Shaq, I need to pause on that. Bet.
Yeah.
In the next one, we just catch. It's like we're just gonna catch up and see what happens. It's like I just want to know, but never is it a case where you need to feel like, oh, I'm letting the side down. It's different when you're creating for yourself,
Yeah.
and you're creating for a brand or an agency, because you set the parameters. It's okay to set the parameters however you want, but to not overload yourself and burn yourself out.
Yeah. Currently, I haven't established with myself those lines. The between the two.
It's
right?
still fresh. It's still fresh.
Yeah, and like, I was listening to this podcast, right, and they were one guy was talking about being productive and the difference between that, right, and like back in the day, there was this famous writer who wrote one of the plays, like similar to Shakespeare, but on that level, like
Yeah.
Hamlet or some shit, and he was so like needed on working under pressure at a deadline.
Yeah.
But because he got said like, oh, I have to write this script by, in 6 months' time, blah blah, it would just go by. He wasn't motivated to do it, right?
Yeah.
So he went to the extremes, and obviously this is back in the day, so you could do this, but like he went to the extremes of stripping everything out of the room, stripping his, he lost his clothes, everything, even like he just put on like a blanket, a shawl, and he just stripped everything out of the room and locked the door and told his like servants or maids or whatever, like, don't interact with me, even if I ask for water or food, until I pass you pages under the door. And he like put himself under this extreme pressure environment, and then he blasted out this like novel or this play script or whatever, right? And he would like exchange pages of like script under the door, and then they would give him like food or coffee or something, and he would use that as his like way. And like, I'm not that bad, but like
that's like a reward system.
I'm kind of close to it, but I'm not that bad.
Yeah,
but, like,
you're doing it in your own way, but it seems that, especially when we were saying you're trying to go away from that, and that's good.
Yeah, I need to learn to. Well, I want to. Like I said, I've now realised that work is now work again.
Yeah.
And I'm at a position in my career where, like, stupid to walk away because I'm a creative director, freelance, good stuff. So that will always keep going.
Yeah.
But that doesn't now fulfill the creativity in me, and I've always wanted to, and I've always slyly been a storyteller, even though advertising doesn't allow you to be a storyteller as much nowadays.
Yeah.
Because it just needs to be quick.
Yeah.
But like, I'm a storyteller at heart, which is why like the stuff we were sending, it was about people telling their stories. Like the thing on the bridge is about someone just saying a story. That girl who starts random conversation and says, "Can I walk with you?" It's about getting to know people, but it's about their stories, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, that touched me because I'm like, cool, I want to be a storyteller. I've always wanted to be a storyteller. Anytime I pitch myself to like agencies or like, you have to write about yourself on your website, which I find awful. Yeah. I've always found writing about myself awful.
I hate it.
You know, that's some deep down trauma I got to deal with. But it's like, that's the one thing I would always lean on, is like, I'm a storyteller. I've always wanted to be a storyteller. Like ages ago, I had a film idea that I wanted to do that I never did. Recently, I've reignited a different like short film where I want to do a short film on an apartment block. Yeah. And like an old school London apartment block, right? Open up with these two lads sitting outside the apartment block. They're hanging out. Mum calls them in. Well, calls one of them in. The other says, "Yeah, I'm going." And then as they would go, camera would follow him. The camera would go, like a drone would go up, go into the first apartment, and then you'd experience a scene of what someone is going through in that apartment. Yeah. Then however we could do it, transition to the next apartment and the next apartment, and basically what you would see is that everyone in this apartment block is going through the same but also different things. And we all go through different shit, and you don't know what everyone's going through, and you think, oh, people have great lives and people have bad lives. We're all just going through the same shit. And that's why I was like, oh, cool, I want to tell stories. And I was like, cool. So on the back burner, I want to do that. Yeah. But then also I want to do this because this was really going to help me like discover how to be creative again.
But I think it's good. Well, you telling me that now I'm like, as well as doing this, I'm like, you better be writing, because I don't think it's bad to have like, it's on the back burner, but it's there. It's something that you're thinking about. Cause same, I want to create more short films. There's many things that I want to delve into. I always tell people that I'm like, if it's a conversation you want to have with me, I'll have a conversation. I don't mind. And delving into stuff like grief, and I feel like grief is such a big thing to talk about, mainly because it's not just, I think we instantly think of death.
Yes. But
it doesn't necessarily mean death. It can mean loss of something. It can mean loss of a relationship. It can be loss of family. It can be loss of a friendship. It can be the loss of a job. Like you're giving of what it is, and especially even of yourself, because you're not the same person. I think that was what sparked wanting to create something about it, or wanted to talk about it, because I knew that the person I once was gone. Yeah. When I had to come to terms with like, I'm a different person, or I have to grieve that and start anew. And yeah, there's many different side projects that I want to do, but I feel like the stuff that the people I'm surrounded by, the content that I, you know, digest is all like connected in a way, and it's making me want to get more into it. Like definitely with reading more. I do eventually, and it's the same. It's like not even know. I want to get into writing and writing certain things for the videos that I create, and getting into that. I've done bits here and there, and I'm like slowly getting into it. I know that writing is never been my best, but it's still something I want to dip my toe into, because from reading so many different like books, a friend's book, and reading Dilla Time, and reading The Creative Act, it's like all of these things. Like I do enjoy literature a lot, and wanting to say my piece and say the things I want to say in those different forms, may it be poetry, music, or just writing. It would be interesting to see that, and also how I turn it into the, you know, I feel like it delves into the short film, because also now I'm learning how to create, you know, the scene, what I want to show, what I want to tell.
Yeah,
it's getting there. Definitely still lots to do and lots to learn, but I'm enjoying it, because I sit there, I just have my headphones on, play music, and then I start writing whatever, and then go from there. Like,
do you listen to a specific thing when you write?
all the time.
Like a random shit, or do you like is there specific stuff you listen to?
So I would probably say, and I think this is what inspired the tattoo I got, is that from that last year, people knew I like music. But from 2024 to now, like listen to so much music to the point where I think that became my personality. I love so much. I feel like 2025, I ate so much in terms of music and what was released, but also I found so many new artists, so many new genres. My Spotify Wrapped was insane. And yeah, I found even more love for music in so many different ways, that I was now thinking about creating playlists and about the mood and the feeling.
Yeah, you started doing that.
Yeah, and it's like there was tons. Like I think there was a month where I just created, no, not even a month, a week where I just back to back I was creating playlists. I was like, what's going on? And that's when it came to making the names. It was all based on, like, again, the feeling, the songs I chose. I'd start with one song and go from it. But then to go back to your question of when writing, yeah, because there's certain songs that evoke certain emotions or that you feel in a certain way. So if I want to write something that's deep, I know what my albums are going to be. I know exactly. I can tell you off the bat, if I'm writing something that I want to kind of like be deep thought about, Sampler's coming on immediately. Process is getting spun, because it's just that I need to delve into. This album is such an incredible album where you're going through not only his own experience through grief, the disconnect with family, his own physical and mental health. It was something I related to so much that when I listen to it, it allows me to kind of like go back into what I've experienced and then make something from it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what the, like, but again, going back to what you said, there's specific songs I have to listen to for certain moments. I feel like similar to what anyone says when you need to get hyped for the gym or hyped for going out. You put on certain songs for a certain thing, because it gets you into that mode, into that zone.
Yeah.
And you can do it. So if I'm writing, a lot of it is like jazz, or if it's like similar like neo soul R&B or soul, it's like those are the things that are going to get me into that mode. And I've like, it's always a bit like, I don't think a day goes by where I'm not listening to music, and it has to be I can listen to as many, but for certain points, a certain type of genre has to come on, or a certain playlist has to come on.
Yeah.
I'll make a playlist for that, and I'll even call it like, I'm deep in thought. Like I think there's one I have that's called
Deep in Thought Volume 1.
Not even that. There's one that's like I built a lodge in Joshua Tree, and now all I do is light incense and astral project. But I know what the songs are gonna be in that.
Catchy title, bro. Yeah.
Huh?
Catchy title.
See,
100%.
mate. The first, I think one of the first ones I created was I got reincarnated into a drug dealer. Now I sell cocaine in dungeons, which is just and people are like, what's in it, and they see the lineup of songs, and they're like, I respect it.
Makes sense.
It makes sense, but it's going off of like the randomness. But I'm enjoying making that.
Yes.
but listening to it, I know what feeling emotion I get from it.
Yeah,
And that again, if I'm writing, I know where I'm gonna go.
that makes sense.
Like, do you feel like when it comes to your playlist, do you make them for your like to listen to? Do you make them for a specific moment? Do you make them for when you're creating? Do you have like a broad range of your playlist, or is it even a case where you just like and you compile songs, which I think is still fine? I feel like when this whole playlist, and I ask people about playlists, when I show them mine and then they show me theirs, like, no, I'm embarrassed because I just do it. It's like, no, this is how you listen to music.
No, see, I don't have. See, I'm the opposite. I don't have playlists.
Fair.
I just like, so like, the traditional trope is like Friday people drop music.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare.
Bro, I remember that on when you was living in Souls Road. Every time it's like every Friday.
Every Friday, most people drop on Friday.
Yeah.
Very rare do people drop on other days. Like Kanye dropped on a Monday just because it's Kanye.
Yeah.
So another artist drops on like a Thursday or a Saturday, but the majority is New Music Friday.
Yeah, New Music Friday.
Like there's two lads I follow on Instagram, two Canadian lads, and they post like these are the albums coming out.
Is it NFR?
Yes.
Yes.
Two lads, right?
Yeah.
One's slightly
Yeah.
younger,
Yeah.
but they're the boys. Like, so you know they're great, but they always post what's coming out on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm in a group chat with Josh and Danny. You know Josh.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to be in a music chat. We just chat music all the time,
Yeah.
and then on Friday we just chuck in loads of songs, right? So I don't have playlists. I have New Music Friday where I'll take time out of my day on Fridays, unless I'm stacked.
Oh.
But I take time out of my day and I'll just download all the top albums I want to listen to, and then I'll just sit and listen. And that's my Fridays.
That is, I think that's a good, like, I feel before I didn't soak in as much music as I could. Now, did the same, like post it and do that. Yeah, no, like when you said about New Music Friday, I remember you was telling me that and you was like, oh, this came out. I was like, oh my gosh, like this came out, and we'll go back and forth of what's here,
Yes.
especially with mixtapes and everything. And now I've when I tell people I have this, they're like, oh, why? I have my reasons. I have Spotify and I have Apple Music. It's not because I'm rich. There's two different things.
It's not because I'm rich. you
No.
know?
No, we are very much like trying to just live a normal
that's
life.
a luxury.
It's
That's a luxury vibe right now.
I just chose irresponsible.
That's living up in the world.
Nah, it's not sensible anyway, or irresponsible. But I know that for Spotify playlists, but I know for music, and when it comes to albums, I will listen to them on Apple Music.
So I'm only Apple Music, and I go to dive with this. I'm a visual guy. Apple Music is visually more appealing.
Yes, I will
Which is
say
wild
that
there.
visually, if you are for playlist creation and finding songs, I would recommend Spotify. If you're listening to albums and visually, I would recommend Apple Music.
Talking about visuals, right?
Okay.
This is the most wild music video of all time. Have you seen this?
This is the wildest video. I will
So
say though,
creative.
I feel like a lost art within music is music videos.
Yes.
Not a lot of people
I would love
can
to
do
do
a
music video.
random music video like this and make it work.
Yeah, like this, like most people, if you say do this, it'll just look weird and strange. This just flows into
'Cause
one weird scene to the next, to
Facts.
the next. And nothing, as weird as all the shit is, nothing feels slightly out of place.
No,
It all
no-
feels like it should be in this weird world.
It matches with the song. It complements it, and that's one thing where the feet, that even that. When people, there's so many music videos where some of them are random, some of them work so well, but again, as you were saying, this just works perfectly with the song, and you can't explain it, but you know it just does.
I remember watching this. The first time I saw this, I was on a gig for Google Ads, and we were in the trenches. We had to do, basically, it was like create videos for different brands and different businesses that use Google Ads
Yeah.
that were like small, coming up to medium, and show how Google Ads have help them grow their business, right?
Yeah.
So you're doing a hero 90 to 120 for them. Then you were doing 60 cut downs. Then you're doing 30 and 15-second cut downs. So you're doing like 4 different films for all these different brands.
Yep.
So you're doing 3 brands per country, and then you're doing England, Spain, France, USA, Canada, and somewhere else. So 6 countries. All of them had 3 different brands that you were showcasing. All had all the individual cut downs. So like edit-wise, we were in the trenches. We had it was me. It was like 4 editors and like 3 animators, because they had to animate on all the brand work.
Yeah.
And we were in the trenches. We were creatively dry because like we'd done this now, and we were just going through it. And then this got leaked on like a Reddit.
as it does.
And the producer I was working with, he showed me it, and we sat there for like 5-10 minutes. We watched it like 3 times in a row, and we were on a high. We were like, right, we can do this now. Just creativity surged through us. So like, I haven't seen anything like this before in ages.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I've been dealing with the same shit over and over again. Copy paste. This is fresh, and it just gave us a surge of energy. Like, yo, let's do this.
That's what you need. And I've there's what am I using? Milanote. On it is just, I have one folder that's literally music videos, and it's some of my favorite music videos of where it actually just spot. When you see it, you're just like, this is incredible. Like, I want to do something right now. And I know that with the similar to what you talked about, it's like when you see something that's just like, this is incredible. Like this is because I think one music video that will always stick in my mind is Toro y Moi, Rose Quartz. That music video is just if you're into electronic and dance and indie, great artist. But the video he does for it, especially when I was in the time when we had met and I was in Foundation.
Oh, this is Elephant and Castle.
Yeah,
okay.
Elephant and Castle times. And when I went to, this is when I was actually just before when I was in Camberwell, and I watched the music video for this. And the way I found out about the artist was from, what is it? Is it Illust? No, Ill Roots. So there was like that. There was all the things of like trying to see music, and I found Ill Roots was one of the places that I was listening to, like finding out about mixtapes and releases. And I found out about Toro y Moi, and I saw the video for Rose Quartz. This is a stop motion, or just like stop motion. It's all done via oil paint. All done through oil paint.
Sick.
Going for it, but it works so well with the video. I'm like, this is if you're thinking about a way to just like showcase a song but have an amazing video, this is outside the box. Like there's no one in it. It's someone they've taken a video, recorded it, and someone with oil paints has just gone over and changing it to make a stop motion amazing video. And I'm like, this is it. This is what you want from and also it's rare because I don't feel like we watch music videos anymore.
No.
Even when like Spotify, Apple Music gives us the option to, we don't.
Oh no, you get every other album you download. Always like the 14th track is the music video of that. That comes on my phone. I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
Like deep down, I should just be like, yo, let me just sit and watch this because it can be good.
If we take the time to sit through an album, but then again, it's like because when you sit through an album, you can do other stuff in the meantime. So if you're cleaning, if you're doing work, or you can still. But if you're watching, you have to sit and watch a music video.
Take it in. Yeah.
But then there's some gems out there.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
I feel like we only do it when new music releases. Like when
you
someone
don't go back to a music video and go, oh, this is good. Let me relive this. No.
If something drops on Twitter.
Well, no. When this guy right here dropped the track for the new album, he released the music video for the track.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was locked in. And the music video itself isn't that crazy. It's like, it's very simply shot, static shots, kind of what we're doing now. It pans out, and it's like him doing his thing. Yes, the song's amazing. It gets me hyped because I've been waiting for this guy to drop for years. And like, he's my favorite artist of all time. So like, yes, but like, it was so simple, the music video, but because it's new, because I haven't seen him for a while, I'm locked in and I'm watching every scene and I'm like, yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
But you don't sit and go back and go, oh, Fetty Wap, early 2000s. Let's go back to that music video. No,
That
you
I
don't-
do
you don't
not
do
even
that.
remember what that music video was. I can, yo, I don't know. There are some artists, and there's definitely some directors that if it's like your song fits this director. For me, Khalil Joseph is probably one of my favorite directors, and the music videos he's done with people, especially like Flying Lotus, Samfar. I think he did with Kendrick, but just that whole, he's able to just tell the story for him. Like I like that. You found new ways to not only complement the song, but release a video with amazing visuals, and I cannot fault it. I can't fault. Even if an album has a short film, I'll watch it.
Yes.
I miss the Samfar Process short film, incredible, fucking credible. I feel like if your album tells a story, it could do it. For me, one of the albums I enjoyed of last year, Daniel Caesar's album, Son of Spurgy, angelic. And I listened to that. I think that came up as one of my top albums when it only just came out like 1 month. I was listening to it every day because it was just vulnerable, angelic. But picturing how the videos could be, that was one thing I found myself doing, is that I like to, if I don't know if there's a video for it, I envision how the video could be.
Gotcha.
And I've done that before, and it's been great. Like I feel like some videos don't even need that much, like similar to what we're watching now. You just have like some person standing there and just in black and white rapping it, but you can tell how impactful it is just by like the different shots. I think even for the Daniel Caesar album, he released videos of him just driving a truck like through like the motorway and him singing it, but it still added something because he was in that truck with him driving for the road, but it was just
in the place where the story was happening. Yeah.
and also the loneliness because he was just
Yeah.
on the road. But with it being vulnerable, you have all these thoughts and these feelings. And I was like, raw, like you've actually taken the time to think about the video, even if it's simple or not. And that I feel can be missing in certain videos because there's so much going on. I feel like, as you say, as we see, there's so many quick cuts and everything.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I wanted this to be locked off, or like candid, or fly on the roadside vibes, and just slow it down and just get back to conversations and get back to the root of my creativity was conversations, storytelling. I wanted to get back to that because when I was thinking about, I want to start making stuff, I was like trying to fit myself into what I see online and what I like, but also what is popular. And I'm like, that's quick cuts, that's clever edits, that's this, that's that. And I'm like, I appreciate it. I enjoy it to a certain extent, but like if I was trying to do that or trying to replicate that in my own way, it's not what I really want to be doing. And I'm almost falling back into the trap of work of like doing stuff for the client or for the brand or whatever. When in reality, like you said, it might go against the grain, but also it might get those 20 likes, which is all that really matters, right? It's like I just want to tell stories, or I just want to hear other people's stories, or I want to, through this whole experience, just help me navigate how to get back to being creative. And I think the only way I can do that is having these conversations. And it's not about cuts or flashiness or edits. It's about just hearing two people just
have a conversation,
chat it up.
And there's one bit of content that I love seeing on TikTok or even Instagram is a guy in New York called Nicholas, and he just goes around. He's in my eyes, this is I think he's from South America, and he's like his
Nicholas from South America.
Yeah, no, he's I think he's African. I think his heritage is Colombian, but he was raised in like New Jersey, New York. But he tours in New York, and he's going to all these different spots, like every spot. Say it be he goes to like Ethiopian spot, so like a Trini spot, or like any Caribbean spot, so African spot, and just talks to the people. And he's built this relationship and a rapport that when they see him, and these people have even invited him, he needs to come to Trinidad and see this, and they've invited him to his family spot, and they've been there and interacted. And I'm like, you're telling so many people, different people's stories, and giving them a look into like what's going on. Even a guy who is, I can't remember where he's from, he's from Nigeria or Ghanaian, but he makes different outfits for people, and he made an outfit for the guy. He's like, oh, can you make an outfit for me? He's like, yeah, of course I can. And you're on that journey, you want to check up on these people because you've grown, like you've gotten to know their story. And then seeing that the place that this guy's, his shop is, he's like, oh yeah, my shop is closing down. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, what do we can't, we need to stop. He's like, no, it's only closing down because they're going to rebuild it. It's like, okay, but as long as you're still in business and you're like, I'm actually
invested.
I'm invested. And it's from this one person being able to share so many people's experiences and stories that you yourself wouldn't do, but you kind of do want to, because we again, you wanting to meet new people and find out about everyone's story. Not everyone wants to tell their story because it's a very personal thing. It's a very intimate thing to be like, hey, what do you do? Tell me about yourself. Some people would like, I don't even know you.
Yeah.
But there are also some people that want this opportunity is like to have this and say their piece, share their experiences, because as we saw from the video that I created and us speaking, all of us are going through something similar. Or some of us have experienced certain things. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone on this.
Yeah, I think that's the constant like back and forth I was going through in terms of like, one, like if I make stuff, is there any point to it? People are not going to get it or watch it or understand what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of it, it's like, well, that actually doesn't matter because there might be one person that does.
Yeah.
There might be one person that will. You might think having these conversations and just even us talking, we have the information, and whoever's listening, they already have similar conversation with a friend. But there might be someone that doesn't have this information or doesn't know this point of view or doesn't know this director or whatever, and then they get from that.
Yeah, no,
it's more.
It's always good to have these conversations. I feel no matter what it is, you have them again. We have them in all these different spaces, over a beer, over a coffee, over just like catching up on a walk. But some of the best conversations happen in these spaces. And it's important that you have them. Obviously, you can, as you said, you can tell people about what you said, but then stuff like this as we're doing, when you share it and you start to see that, as you said, there are people that don't have the opportunity to do this, don't have the opportunity to be in that space or around those people.
Yeah, I think these conversations happen in these type of environments, so having a beer or whatever, or like for me back in the day it was at after parties. People a little bit looser, under
chop it up over a drink,
influence, whatever,
a
little bit looser.
I ain't gonna tell.
You get into these conversations at a kitchen table. They're great, but you don't have these every now and again. You don't have these like when you have a coffee or when you go into work and stuff. And there was a part of me that was like, I have these conversations under the influence, and maybe people are indulging in that because they're also under the influence, or we're indulging in that because we're indulging in the moment in time where we're both fucked up and we're both
vulnerable and everything.
So like, if I make this content sober, or if I make this content just casually with people that I know, is it going to be worth anything? Like, what I'm making, will it live up to what I want it to be? And there was a lot of like, when we initially talked about it, I was excited, but then in the background of like us not doing it because of life, there was a lot of doubt that was creeping in.
Yeah. I even thought like when life had crept up, I felt so guilty because I was like, the energy was there and I saw the momentum in it, the spark when we was talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, let's go. And then when life hit, and then obviously a bit of radio silence, I was like, oh fuck, I fucked up. Like we was there, was ready, and it's the opportunity, and it's like, if Craig doesn't want to continue to understand it because it's like we all have our own lives, but it's something I still wanted to continue. And even when I reached out, and when you told me what was going on, I was like, let me give you your space, but just know I'm here, but I still want to create.
It's funny that your doubt was like, you fucked up and you slowed it down. My doubt was like, it's not actually that interesting of an idea.
Nah, bro.
And therefore we both kind of distance ourselves from it, because actually, like, I've just been wanting to create something, and I was pushing this idea, and I wanted to because the want of creating something was so high
Yeah.
that actually the output wasn't that good, which is where that self-doubt come in.
I do you know, and this is where we both had like the self doubts where how the thing that actually shone through it and was like we need to do this. One, the resonation. Two, when we spoke to people who were just like wanting to have these conversations, and even when I spoke,
Yes.
when you spoke to people and I spoke to people and we went back and forth and we came back to talk about it, seeing the excitement of when we were telling our different tales of, you know, how people responded to it and what was needed and going from that, and even going to different places. Everyone was involved. Everyone wanted to be involved. I remember speaking to people when we said we're gonna reach out to these people, and I told everyone like, look, it might not be now, understandable that life happens and everything, but I would love to have a conversation with you at some point in relation to kind of this, because I've seen that we have also clicked on the same things, and I'd want you to be part of something. I can't give you a specific date, but just know we are working on it. But that still doesn't go, because if we were to post something similar to this today, even if it wasn't this and we just had a conversation, we posted it, people would resonate because it's like, oh, I see that this is what you were talking about. And those people, you know, responding that way still ignited that. Again, it's mainly because it's us two working on it. When we didn't work on it, I was okay, I need to see what's happening. And I didn't want it to be a case where we were talking about it and it didn't happen, because then that's why I thought I was more guilty on it, because
Yes.
we were talking about it and it didn't happen. I didn't want that. I wanted this to be a thing.
Yeah.
So where you're saying it wasn't a good enough, no, it was a great idea, because this is the thing that sparked it.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because I'm in this weird limbo-ish transition of like, I'm so used to the pressure of work, but also like the brief is the brief, and I know that I've cracked it because I believe in the idea.
Yeah.
And now I'm creating stuff outside of briefs, outside of anything. I don't have anything to go to.
Yeah.
And in my youth, I was like unashamedly confident. Like I was probably like the most confident person that I knew around me. Like balls to the wall. Like I didn't care. I would go forward and I would march and I would do this and I would do that. But I'm so used to nailing briefs and stuff. Now I'm back on my own. Now I'm not really sure what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
Or I don't have the kind of vision of like, I want to be a creative director. There's no end goal.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, there's a lot of freedom in that. And with that freedom, that's where that doubt creeps in of like, are you just doing this for the sake of it? Is this actually what you want to be doing? Because I don't know that yet.
Yeah.
So then it's like, when there was silence between us, it was like, was this just a flash in the pan idea because you were trying to fill this space that you didn't know what to do anymore?
Yeah.
And because nothing evolved from it, I was like, well, actually, maybe I built it up because I wanted something so badly to get back onto being creative.
Yeah.
That I forced it, and it wasn't that good. And then I got in the cycle of self-doubt.
Weirdly, is that like when I thought it was like, oh, is this gonna happen? It was I thought like, oh, you know what? I still want to do this, regardless if like even if it didn't happen, I'd still want to pay homage. Where it's like, this is where the idea stemmed from. Like this conversation that we had is the thing that stemmed this idea, and then eventually I'd be like, I want to continue having this conversation with you. Even if it's later down the road and it's like we've done whatever solo and then we come together to actually have the conversation, it's like this is where it stemmed from, and it's reconnecting back to that, because I that's where it started from. I can't deny, like, I've wanted to have these conversations, but in terms of something coming from it, this is where it started. Like, we sat down, we went and tested, we went through summer just like talking about it, and
beers and talk.
we had seen each other more than we had seen each other in like the past couple of years, and it was like, oh shit,
more than a couple.
As well as being like creating, it was good to see you again, but also now it's like, oh no, don't let it go back, but also don't let the idea die. And I didn't want to drop that because it was definitely something I had said I want to delve into. I don't want to not have these conversations. And to see that there's someone who's also wanted to have these conversations, run it today. Don't let it hold back. Just
It's
do.
funny that we had different doubts.
Yeah, no, and you're gonna have that. I think when you go into your own way of stuff, you're gonna have those different doubts. But yeah, I'm gonna go toilet because I need to pee badly.
I was gonna say, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm about to do the same thing. I was
No.
holding it on because I was like, I don't want to ruin the segment.
I like. Hold on.